It's Thursday, June 13th. This is a SPY recap for the last really 2 days. Yesterday was Federal Reserve and CPI release day, and you could see we had a big gap up, and then we kind of paused, throughout most of the day with a little bit of a shooter bar here. So yet today with a red shooter bar. Today we come down and take out the low of that bar into this gap a little bit, then a little buying comes in, and we have kind of two overlapping days. But overall, the uptrend's still intact, and you just kind of have to wait for the best opportunities in terms of structure to buy. Today it was more taking out liquidity to the downside before it wanted to resume up, and you had an opening price action led you that way. So if we look at the last 2 days, yesterday, after that CPI number, there was a big gap up, and that's a little short-term exhaustion risk. Nevertheless, price in the first 2 or 3 bars did go higher, but you're waiting on a Federal Reserve announcement, you're at exhaustion risk, so, it's not surprising that then things settle in for the rest of the morning. Then once the announcement comes, you get that typical, volatile move one way that reverses the other way. We came down, we took out the low of the day, there's your, liquidity, then it pops up, and then it kind of settles in. So what does it decide to do for the rest? At this point, you don't really know. The trend's up, but you're way below the the high of the day. So, you don't know what's going to happen in price. What it decided to do is hold here, take out the high of the day, then take out the low of the day one more time. So the algorithms kicked in and went to liquidity up and down in an overall exhaustion risk kind of scenario in the short run. So, not much to do yesterday if you're really trading the SPY outright. Today, after that, where am I on the shooter bar from yesterday? You kind of expected that low to be tested. We did gap up a little bit to kind of the midpoint of the prior day, but immediately started lower. So there was your sell signal today. One push down, pause, second push down. So if the way I look at structure, I'm always looking for those two pushes. So to me, there was no reason to be buying early on. Price certainly led you to the pre-market lows, and yesterday's low had a second push down. So if you were real aggressive and wanted to just buy based on the fact that price usually only makes two pushes down, maybe this reversal bar, you could have given it a shot. You would have had a little rally into the afternoon, but it's not anything. It's not an action, an actual signal I look for, other than the fact that I know once it makes two pushes down into the gap with an overall uptrend, and that would be the only time I would consider buying on a day. And there was certainly no price action early on to consider buying. So the good trade was to the downside. Once you saw it start lower here on bar 2 to take out that pre-market low and yesterday's low, given the the shooter bar from yesterday. So we still have a green week unfolding here with 1 day to go. As long as we don't really come down and take out some daily lows tomorrow, this is going to likely close green, should lead to a little follow through higher. We're still strong in the uptrend, but it gets a little tricky here the last 2 days. That was a big gap up with Fed news, so there's no easy way to trade that to the upside after the open. And today we obviously decided to go down first, a little bit of a pause day. So overall, if you're just trading the continuity of the upside, there might not have been anything much to do with the SPY index outright today, the last 2 days, and that's fine. Some days are just not, everything just doesn't align. So we know the trend is up. Now we have a little bit of pausing action here. So we could get, I consider this almost a trading range that's formed. You can visualize it. So let's see if we get some kind of up move to end the week, if we break out of there and fail, or if we, maybe build up a little energy here to get another push up in this overall up environment that's just been going up for quite some time now. So we will see what happens tomorrow. We'll see where the midpoint, where price opens relative to the midpoint of today. It might want to try to test lower again, but ideally, we get some kind of move that continues the uptrend. Those are still going to be the best trades until proven otherwise, until that weekly chart reverses to the downside. I'm not really thinking anything negative, and we just got to go day by day. So anyway, last 2 days kind of just gapped up, forming a little bit of pausing action here, and we'll see how things end up the week tomorrow.